Hi guys, here from Montenegro. This is Günther from Pax Europiana in amazing Porto Montenegro. It's an amazing place. It's really wonderful and I really like it. This is Porto Montenegro in Tivat and it's beautiful. And there is enormous accumulation of wealth and success here in this Porto Montenegro. The story is quite amazing. When I was first time here, it was a very poor coastal fisher village, this Tivat actually. Nobody wanted to be here. It was not so fantastic at all. It was actually quite poor and underdeveloped. A lot of Yugoslavian old buildings like that one here actually. No, not that one. Hardly anything still to detect. Now it's this kind of wealth and prosperity which has the international investment brought to this amazing country. And this one was actually quite interesting story. When you look back, that was the Austrian harbor, the military harbor, our navy dockyards, which were done after the Great Eastern Crisis and the Berlin Congress. Montenegro was very important here, so this was Austrian territory from these times, from the Venetian times already, but it became really very important then after the Berlin Congress, and Austria established a big naval base here, and then it was for Yugoslavia to take it over, and they had it for the history. Then basically Peter Mank, a Canadian guy, they all live and have the holiday houses in Corfu, and all the rich people of the world, they were passing by, thought what can be the opportunity here, and then they made it happen. Today this investment is in the hand of a very big Arab oil fund, state sovereign fund. I think it's the Arab Emirates fund, and this is of course a bit logically that where the energy money comes, then they take it over, the big assets. But it was amazing to make it happen like this. Yeah, I've shown you some of the things in the book. Yeah, it's actually quite big developed. I will also walk you through. I think it's open and it's allowed to do it. It's a kind of a real small city which has developed in the meantime, and it's quite amazing actually. And Montenegro has been transformed by this lighthouse, by this top-level development, because on the other side of the bay, you can see it on my podcast from my December tour, there is this amazing Porto Novi, another major thing, and on the other side there's now the dockyards of Biella. They are also developing, and that's really three major assets at this bay, and there's a lot of smaller things which are happening, and Montenegro is really booming. Yeah? It's a bit too windy to show you my flag stand here. But you know, it's the power of NATO, it's the power of the EU, and Montenegro will be in the European Union. You will be surprised much faster than many people think, and it will be amazing. It will fly into Europe, Montenegro, with the help of international investors, NATO, the US and the EU. And I know some of my friends on Twitter and some of my enemies here from Serbia, they want Montenegro back into open Balkans and make it some kind of enforced archbishop or whatever kind of thing they want to do. It's for me a mystery. But I say, just be a normal Western country. Repeat what Croatia has achieved. Croatia, up there on the other side of the mountains is Croatia, Prevlaka. And I call on the Croatians, by the way, can you fix your border issues with Montenegro and also all the open other minor issues which might come up the way, because we don't want to have any hiccups like with Bulgaria and Macedonia. By the way, my Bulgarian friends, you are on my blacklist now, and the French as well, and yeah, you know, the situation is really dramatically bad in Macedonia, and I call for Macedonia to join the European Union as well very fast, and for Albania. This is the only logical way, but of course Montenegro is ready for that. You can vote already in 2024, and I repeat it all the time, and the people say, no, Günther, you are the guy who said as Finland will join NATO, and it will never happen. Or Sweden will join NATO, and it will never happen. Remember? Remark my words. Montenegro will be very big success, similar like nobody believed me that this is here possible, and it is possible. It is these amazing possibilities of the mix of good economic policy, secure, stable NATO and EU future, and trajectory to the West, to stick to our foreign policy guidelines, not to do the Vucic pivoting thing, not to have the kind of Tito inheritance, but the decency in foreign policy together with the West. Then you are a strong country and you can succeed, and that's what countries should do, and that was Montenegro has done. Obviously it needs to be cleaned up. Obviously, the politics, the justice system, the criminal law system, the police systems, the security services, and everything else, clean it up. But much has been already cleaned up, and much more will be able to come. Of course, it was a big mistake of Montenegro, but what to do? To bet so much on Russian investors, because now there will be no Russian investors anymore in Montenegro. There will be no Russian tourists anymore in Montenegro, and so it is a big crisis for Montenegro, and that's of course changing everything. It changes the attractiveness of your mineral and industrial resources, because you no longer have to compete with the Russian disaster. And of course it is now creating a big crisis, because you have basically to end your situation in terms of dependency on Russian tourists. Automatically in this year 2022 there will be almost no Russian tourists anymore. Some of them might come whatever kind of ways, via Serbia, but there will be a little bit, it's not possible to block it completely, but it will come. The moment of confiscations will come, the moment of complete ban of Russia will come, and then you will be in a big crisis, and it's important to replace it with the tourists from the European Union and America, and of course from Asia and other countries which are friendly towards the beautiful country of Montenegro. Don't sell your passports, don't sell your soul, just do normal tourism. Yes, same true for Malta, by the way, and for Cyprus. And here is the magic of this all. It's working, it's working, it's working, it's working. The infrastructure is amazing, the ships are amazing. I don't know who has this kind of money for such big ships. Your humble consultant here, the podcaster, doesn't have. But nevertheless, it's there, it's really, and it's happening. And if it's Russian ships, please confiscate. But I'm sure that has already happened. And if there is more to be done, I think it's necessary to do it. Confiscate all Russian property in Montenegro, confiscate all other assets that can be reached. Chase the Russians out of Montenegro. It must be very clear. If they are not, not personally the Russians, it's maybe too much said. I want to correct that. If there's good people who disobey Putin and run away, why not? They are very good Russians as well, but everybody who is connected with the regime, who is sanctioned, and all these other people, they should also be very clearly chased away and assets be seized. There's no question about it. I will show you after the lunch break. I will eat a little bit. I will show you some of this beauty of this country, but see it yourself. It's the time to come to Montenegro. They need your tourist money here, and also they need your support. So I recommend come and do it. It's time for Montenegro. Invest here, visit it, support it, and allow Montenegro into the European Union 2024. Thanks a lot here from Tivat. A prime example of a country that works in NATO, on the way to the EU, regulatory safety, and of course the euro as the currency. Thanks a lot for that, and more to come from Pax Europiana here from Montenegro. Bye.